relative range of motion. You have to remember this. Written and final. Right? Neutral cervical compression. You have to remember the indication. Right? This was neutral cervical compression was on the NCCOM, right? Jackson's compression indication. Okay? Cervical distraction test, you have to remember indication. And also cervical distraction test is usually orthopedic test, whatever that makes the patient pain worse is positive sign. But cervical distraction test is exception because it's a relief of pain is the positive sign. Okay? Shoulder depression test, you have to remember the indication. We didn't do cervical shoulder depression. We just did it wrong. Rush sign.
Yeah, rush sign.
Yeah, rush sign. This is, remember, this is an emergency case. Okay, so you have to refer the patients out. I usually never says refer the patients out. I don't like to refer the patients out. When you refer out, usually the patient doesn't come back. But I'm not trying to say you don't. I'm not trying to say you do the same thing. When patient is severe, you have to, Okay. But in this case, probably patient comes in with this, I will refer it out. Okay? It's too dangerous to treat this problem. Okay? It's not a good idea. Okay? Thoracic outlet syndrome, I think we wrote it down here. The borders of a thoracic outlet, right? I think I wrote it down here, right? You have to remember the borders of a thoracic outlet. Okay? Remember Allen's test indication, Addison's indication, reverse Addison's indication, because these are all will be on case study. Right? Post-clavicle test indication, rise test indication. This will be the case study. Okay? And rules test is just remember this for the final written exam. It's an indication for thoracic outlet syndrome due to the vascular insufficiency, right? So you have to remember this. And rotator cuff. Huh? Shoulder, in the inside of shoulder. Shoulder hand up, fine shoulder hand up. Flip couple pages, I think it's gonna be there. Found it? Rotator cuff, you have to remember what are the rotator cuff muscle. And you have to remember the functions of the rotator cuff. I think wrote it down here. Right? Remember, sits test, sits muscle, right? And the function of the rotator cuff muscle, I think I wrote it down, right? Yes. Remember that? You have to remember what is the difference between bursitis versus impingement syndrome. For the shoulder. Bursitis is inflammation of bursa. Impingement syndrome is the inflammation of bursa and the tendon. Right? You have to remember the associate the head, and also you have to remember the range of motion of the shoulder. indication. Show this dislocation, right? Okay. Supraspinal stress test indication. These are also will be on case study. Right? Yoga's test indication. And also you have to remember what structure does the Yorgason test is testing on. Remember the transverse ligament of the humerus? Remember? For Yorgason's test? Doburn's push button test indication. Elbow. You have to remember range of motion. Huh? Huh? Bursaris. Suboppromium bursaris. You have this. I'm pretty sure you do have this slide. Suboppromium bursaris. Right? Yeah. You have to remember the elbow range of motion. Right? Coldens test indication. You have to remember Coldens test is this is a tennis elbow, right? You have to remember which structure is involved. The lateral epicondyle of the elbow, right? Coldens test, goalpost test. Goalpost elbow test. This was on the NCCM, right? This is a goalpost elbow. The structure that's involved, medial epicondyle of the elbow, right? Now you have to remember pineal tap test indication. Oh no, I think I didn't do this. This is elbow. Forget about this. Sorry. You have to remember the wrist range of motion. This.
This is not required.
I'm not sure.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. You have to remember what is carpal tunnel syndrome is. Right? You have to remember the balance test. Balance test is due to the pressure of the carpal and tendon. Prayers test is just due to the stress of the meander, right? So you have to remember balance test and prayers. And you have to remember decommand. You have to remember the three tendons that it makes a snub box, right? Here. But Decoban syndrome is involved with what? Don't remember, right? Don't remember? I think I did it. Right? Okay, remember that? And you have to remember Pinkenstein's test indication. Right? I think this is the last slide that you have. Okay. When you come in next week, you have to come. You have to come in with your partner. I have the list.
English sound. 你知道上次学的第一个，但我不知道是一个